So, are you thinking about homeschooling in California, but you have no idea where to start? You probably heard about something called a PSA, which is short for Private School Affidavit. Maybe it sounds confusing or a little bit intimidating. So, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to start your homeschooling in California step by step using the Private School Affidavit or PSA. I'm going to try to show you in a simple and doable way. So, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cindy, and I am a licensed teacher in California and Arizona. I help parents homeschool their children using a Reggio Emilia approach. Okay, if you're new here and you're thinking about homeschooling or already on your journey, make sure to subscribe because I share practical tips to help you feel confident teaching your child at home. So, what is this PSA? Let's start with the basics. The Private School Affidavit, or PSA, is a document you file with the state of California to legally homeschool your child. So, when you file a PSA, you are essentially creating your own private school in your home. Okay, what does this mean? This means that you are the administrator, you are the teacher, and your child is enrolled in your school. So this is one of the most flexible way to homeschool in California. So when do you file this? Okay, the PSA is filed every single year between October 1st and October 15th. But sometimes, now this is what is really important, is if you're pulling your child out of school right now, you do not have to wait until October to start homeschooling, right? When I'm making this video, it is March. Your child has probably been going to school all year long since before October, right? They probably were going to school in August. Most schools start school in August. But the PSA isn't due until October. So, but you can still withdraw your child and begin homeschooling immediately, and then file your PSA in the next filing window, which will be next year in October. You just have to keep all your records in order and show an intent to homeschool. So, here's the step-by-step by filling out your PSA. So let me walk you through this step by step so it feels simple. So you're going to go to the website. You're going to go to the California Department of Education website, and you can even type in a Google search bar, Private School Affidavit in California, and you'll need to name your school. So you're going to pick a name for your school, and this can be something simple or meaningful to your family. Like for me, it was Bright Minds Academy. I like this name because it can go for any age, right? Because I took my daughter out when she was in the first grade, and I didn't know if I was gonna do it until she graduated, but I thought that in the situation that she might, I would want a name that wouldn't sound so cheesy for all, when she's in 12th grade and she can say to her friends and people around her the name of her school, and it actually does sound like a school, like doesn't just sound like a private school or a baby school. So this name will essentially become your private school name. So you're going to enter your information, your home address, and now this is going to be where your child lives and where you live with them and where the teaching is going to be happening. So your name is going to be as the administrator, and then you're going to type in the number of students. So if you only have one kid, then you're just going to put in 1. But if you have multiple children that are in school age, then you're going to write that number. So you're going to add the enrollment details. You're going to put in your grade levels, the number of students enrolled, and then you're going to save your information. Once you submit the form, you'll get confirmation So make sure that this is, you're going to save this for your records. You need to become organized, essentially. You're going to have to do all the record keeping for your school and for your student records. So that means report cards, everything. You're doing everything. So this PSA, you're going to have to put somewhere where you can, have reach of it in case somebody asks for it, okay? So you need to know where it is. And your responsibility, once you file the PSA, you need to take a few responsibilities. You need to keep attendance. You're going to be responsible for keeping attendance. You're going to be responsible for keeping a basic course of studies. So in California, you have to have, English, math, science, social studies, any type of fine arts, health, physical education, okay? So you're going to teach the required subjects, and you're going to keep your immunization records up to date, and you're going to have everything in a place where you keep your PSA information. That's where you're going to keep your immunization records. You're going to keep it all together. So what homeschooling does not mean, okay? So this is where I want to really shift our mindset. Homeschooling doesn't mean that you're going to sit your child at a desk all day. It doesn't mean that you're going to do worksheets for hours on end. It doesn't mean you're going to recreate a traditional classroom. Schools are structured the way that they are because they have large groups of children to manage, right? You only have your children, which, it could be any number of children. But you're at home, and your things are flexible. So, for example, for math can happen while you're cooking, or you're counting, or you're doing any outdoor activity or indoor activity. Science can happen outside too, and you can combine them, even math and science. Reading happens through storytelling. So there's so many opportunities where we can help our children learn without feeling like you're in a classroom. And this is why I love this approach that I'm showing you, because it allows learning to happen through the curiosity and our real life experiences. And you have to remember that you're not doing this on your own. A lot of parents think that they have to teach everything themselves, but you don't. You can hire a tutor. You can join a co-op. You can take classes. For example, I offer individual lessons, small group lessons, parent consultations, and these are all designed to support your homeschool, not replace it. You are still the child's primary teacher. So you got to remember that this is just supplemental. And the common mistakes to avoid. So here are a few things I see often. You're waiting too long to start. You can start as soon as possible. And then you're thinking that you need to buy a full curriculum right away, and you have to spend all this money on paper and gadgets, but no, you don't. And then the other mistake is trying to recreate a school at home. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing is something completely different, okay? And we're overloading our children with work, okay? We can keep it simple, and the kids are still learning. So I encourage you to keep it simple. So if you feel overwhelmed, then I want to remind you that you don't need to have everything figured out to start. Homeschooling is a journey. You'll learn as you go, and that's completely okay. What matters most is creating a space where your child feels safe, supported, and curious. So if this video helped you, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe button, or the turn on notifications, okay? And if you need help starting your homeschool or want support with lessons or planning your lessons, you can visit my website. And thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode.